Hey, it's Harry. Imagine setting up your very first Airbnb listing, excitedly waiting for bookings to flood in, only to find yourself facing bad reviews and empty calendars. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, what if I told you this scenario is painfully common and entirely avoidable? Today, I'll reveal the 7 biggest mistakes new Airbnb hosts make and exactly how you can steer clear of them. Stick around, because mistake number 4 might be the one secretly tanking your profits without you even realizing it. Let's jump straight into mistake number 1, ignoring the importance of first impressions. Here's a shocking statistic. Guests decide if they like your listing within the first 7 seconds of seeing your photos. Yep, just 7 seconds. So if your images are blurry, poorly lit, or don't showcase your property's best features, potential guests will scroll past without a second thought. But here's the good news. Fixing this is incredibly easy. Simply invest in professional quality photos. I know, hiring a photographer might seem like an unnecessary expense, but hear me out. Listings with professional photos attract nearly twice as many bookings and can boost your earnings dramatically. Trust me, the initial cost pays off multiple times over. Now you might think great photos are enough, right? Wrong. Mistake number 2, setting prices without proper research. Many new hosts either price way too high, scaring off guests, or too low, leaving money on the table. The secret? Dynamic pricing. Ever wondered how hotels always manage to fill rooms and maximize profits? They use pricing tools that automatically adjust rates based on demand, seasons, and local events. And guess what? There are affordable tools specifically designed for Airbnb hosts that do exactly the same thing. I've seen hosts increase their earnings by over 30% just by using dynamic pricing software. Imagine earning an extra 30% without changing anything else about your listing. Speaking of pricing, let's open another loop. Ever had a guest leave unhappy because your listing didn't match their expectations? If so, you've fallen into mistake number 3, misleading descriptions. This is a big one, and it can lead to negative reviews that permanently harm your reputation. You might think a little exaggeration won't hurt, right? But here's the twist. Guests appreciate honesty above everything else. If your property has some quirks like noisy neighbors or limited parking, it's always best to disclose this up front. In fact, guests are far more likely to leave a positive review if their experience matches what you promised. Transparency builds trust, and trust equals repeat bookings. Now remember when I said mistake number 4 might be secretly draining your profits? Here it is. Poor cleaning standards. This one surprises a lot of new hosts because they underestimate just how critical cleanliness is to Airbnb guests. Did you know that cleanliness issues are the #1 reason for negative reviews on Airbnb? If your guests find even minor cleanliness problems, it can drastically impact your rating and future bookings. I get it. Cleaning thoroughly between guests can be tough, especially if you're managing multiple bookings. But here's the solution. Hire professional cleaners or set up a rigorous cleaning checklist that leaves nothing to chance. Cleanliness isn't just about hygiene. It directly affects your bottom line. But wait, let's pause right here. There's another common mistake almost every new host makes, and it could lead to serious legal trouble. You won't believe how many hosts overlook this until it's too late. Mistake number 5, ignoring local laws and regulations. Every city has unique rules about short-term rentals, and violating them can lead to heavy fines or even the shutdown of your listing. Imagine investing time and money setting up your Airbnb only to have it shut down because of a legal oversight. Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? Fortunately, avoiding this pitfall is straightforward. Always check your local laws before listing your property. Most city councils clearly outline the rules online, or you can quickly speak to a local expert. Spending a little time on research now can save you from enormous headaches later. And speaking of headaches, mistake number 6 might surprise you. It's about communication. Believe it or not, many hosts lose bookings simply because they're slow to respond or communicate poorly with guests. Think about it. When guests send a question, they're likely comparing multiple properties simultaneously. A quick, friendly, and informative response can instantly move your listing to the top of their choices. So here's the secret. Aim to respond within 1 hour. Airbnb even rewards responsive hosts with higher placement and search results, boosting your visibility and earnings. Now, before we jump into mistake number 7, the biggest of them all, I have to warn you. If you're making this mistake, you might unknowingly be handing your competitors an advantage that costs you thousands of dollars every year. Curious to know what it is? Keep watching, because this final tip could completely transform your Airbnb success overnight. Now we've reached mistake number 7, the biggest profit killer of all: neglecting guest experience. Wait, isn't guest experience just about cleanliness and good communication? Not exactly. It goes much deeper than that, and it's the secret behind why some hosts consistently get stellar reviews and repeat bookings. Think about the last hotel you absolutely loved. What stood out? Was it the fluffy towels, complimentary snacks, or perhaps just the personal touches that made you feel valued? The truth is, exceptional guest experiences aren't accidental. They're intentionally designed. Here's the trick. Put yourself in your guest's shoes. Consider their journey from booking to checkout and ask yourself, how can I make each step better? For example, a simple welcome basket filled with local treats costs very little but makes guests feel instantly appreciated. Or consider creating a personalized welcome guide with insider recommendations for local restaurants and hidden gems. These small touches dramatically elevate guest satisfaction and lead directly to glowing reviews and repeat bookings. Remember, happy guests are your best marketing tool. But there's more to this. One of the simplest yet most overlooked elements of great guest experience is check-in flexibility. Many hosts are rigid about check-in times, which can cause unnecessary stress and inconvenience. Have you ever arrived somewhere after a tiring journey only to wait around for hours to get in? It's frustrating, right? Avoid this by using digital locks or lockboxes so guests can check in smoothly anytime. Here's an eye-opening fact. Flexible check-in hosts often see their ratings and occupancy rates skyrocket simply because convenience matters enormously to travelers. Now, earlier in the video, I promised to reveal a shocking bonus tip, and here it is. Many Airbnb hosts think their job is done once the guest checks out, but they're leaving money on the table. The most successful hosts know the value of follow-up. Sending a brief thank you message and politely asking for a review after checkout can significantly boost your review rate. And here's why that matters. Airbnb heavily favors listings with lots of high-quality reviews, which pushes you higher in search results. This means more bookings and more money, with minimal effort on your part. It's such an easy step, yet so many hosts skip it completely. Speaking of maximizing profit, let's revisit an earlier point briefly: dynamic pricing. Remember how this simple tweak can boost your earnings by over 30%? Well, another huge mistake hosts make is ignoring seasonality. Yes, dynamic pricing helps with day-to-day adjustments, but understanding your local peak seasons and pricing accordingly can dramatically amplify your profits. For instance, if your property is near popular tourist spots or big events, you can charge premium rates during these peak times. Imagine being fully booked at premium prices simply because you timed your pricing strategy right. It's smart, effective, and again, something many hosts fail to do properly. Here's another overlooked strategy: leveraging guest feedback. Every review, even the negative ones, offers valuable insights to improve your listing. Some hosts shy away from criticism, but savvy hosts embrace it. Respond graciously to all feedback, making it clear you value your guests' opinions and will act on them. This responsiveness boosts trust and sets you apart from countless other hosts. Let's circle back one final time to photos and visual appeal. Yes, professional images are critical, but do you regularly update them? If your property changes even slightly, new furniture, updated amenities, refresh your photos. Guests want to see exactly what they'll experience. Updated visuals convey transparency and professionalism, directly translating to increased bookings. Finally, there's one crucial mistake nearly every new Airbnb host makes at some point: burnout. Hosting can become exhausting if you try to do everything yourself. Smart hosts recognize their limits and delegate tasks. Consider hiring professional cleaners, property managers, or virtual assistants for guest communication. Yes, this involves a cost, but it frees up your time and mental energy, enabling you to scale your Airbnb business sustainably. Here's the bottom line. Every mistake we discussed today has one common thread. They're all easily avoidable. By proactively managing first impressions, pricing intelligently, communicating clearly, enhancing guest experiences, and smartly delegating tasks, you'll position yourself far ahead of most hosts. Success on Airbnb isn't about being perfect. It's about being strategic and intentional. If you found these tips valuable, make sure you implement them right away. These aren't just theories. These are proven strategies that successful hosts use every day to boost their earnings and guest satisfaction. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which mistake surprised you the most? Or if you're already hosting, what's the biggest challenge you've faced so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Remember, becoming an exceptional Airbnb host is entirely within your reach. All it takes is a willingness to learn and the determination to improve every single day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.